We have our best offer yet on PoodleCFB.com right now until the launch of CFB 26. If you use code LAUNCH with a capital L, you will get $50 off the annual plan. And if you're into the monthly plan, if you use code LAUNCH 2025 capital L, you will get $5 off the monthly plan. Guys, these discounts are recurring. So the beauty of this is if you lock yourself in now, you'll have it for the remainder of CFB 25 and CFB 26 and beyond that. So make sure to sign up right now. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Poodle back with another CFB 25 video, and today we actually have the college football 26 reveal. Guys, get hyped for CFB 26. As you guys know, over on PoodleCFB.com, we are running an exclusive special for the launch of CFB 26. Lock yourself in now. This is a recurring discount. This is the greatest discount we've had yet to date on the site. If you use code LAUNCH with a capital L, you get $50 off the annual plan. If you use code LAUNCH 2025 capital L, you get $5 off the monthly plan. Lock yourself in now. CFB 26 hype is here. Don't miss out on the discount. It's grandfathered in for the lifetime of the membership on the site, so make sure you check it out. Learn all the spreadsheets, learn all the calculators, acclimate yourself, and get ready for some CFB 26 hype. But let's get into it. All right, guys, so there's quite a few things. You guys can all go ahead and read the blog. I'm not going to sit here and read to you. I'm going to go through what I find so far exciting. So true college football gameplay. There's plenty of things here that you should be excited about. First and foremost, custom zones, improved blocking, coverage logic. That's like iPhone updating the camera every year. They always say stuff like this. I'm not overly concerned with that. You will utilize dynamic substitutions for easier fatigue management and an improved wear and tear system. Guys, that is huge. Huge. A lot of the things on our wish list that we've all talked about is actually on here. So the biggest thing here is wear and tear was kind of flawed last year. You had a running back, he had 5 plays in, went out red for the game, had minus 25 speed, minus 150 speed. It was the worst wear and tear system for me. Very quickly, I was like, I don't like this. But you kind of needed it on. Dynamic substitutions are important. I want preset substitutions to protect my players. Hopefully this includes, even if a quarterback gets pretty dinged up on a play, on a scrambling play, you let him sit out for a play. You could build that in ahead of time so you don't end up with the quarterback dying in the second half. Very important to me. We overhauled archetypes to encompass unique skill sets you see every Saturday. With over 2,800 new plays, unique schemes. Guys, another huge thing right here. It says there's going to be more gameplay deep dive later this summer. So that'll be a separate thing, but in the meantime, this is what we were asking for. We want Travis Hunters. We want Jalen Milrose. We want guys like that. This year got a little stale with like zone, slot, man. Scrambler, field general, improviser. Field general could throw and was slow. Scrambler couldn't throw but was fast. They would never build up. Now we may get like generational blue chip like Jalen Milrose guys who are 99 overalls in the game and can do a bit of everything. That generational by college football standards. That is huge. Huge, 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 especially, and it's going to change the way we recruit. We got it down to a science this year where recruiting was like, you went with this archetype, you went with this guy, you had this package, and that was it. Way better. Over 300 real world coaches. Honestly, this isn't something that excites me mostly, but for a lot of like people who care about the realism factor of it and want to play with their coach, obviously I'm going custom coach all the time, but this is cool. This may be interesting if you go custom coach and you fire these guys and do they become coordinators? Could be a very interesting strategy here. They'll be distinctive to their play styles. They'll have their playbooks, their coaching style, and everything they do. That's super cool. Like I said, for a custom dynasty, I'm probably going custom coach, but it is cool and maybe interesting to see when you fire them what happens with them if they change that. Wear and tear everywhere. We talked about that. Dynamic substitutions allow you to rotate players in and out on the fly. No pause screen needed. Can I tell you guys, if you were in an online dynasty, how frustrating this was? My running back had minus 15 speed, and I paused the game in the third quarter, and that was my final pause. I quite literally had to sub him out there, and then I couldn't bring him back in if I needed him. I couldn't like manage it, because then if I bring him back in, if I want to bring him back in, I have no pause. So I could bring him back in for certain things. Or if you subbed him out, but forgot third down running back and power back, your negative 15 guy played the rest of the game. You couldn't do anything about it. This is a huge change. Really like that. Foundational football advancements, again, improved blocking, improved left stick, all that stuff. Well, all this stuff will come more in the deep dive, but it does say there will be several new abilities. So that's exciting. Obviously, the abilities are getting a little stale, as they always do. We could definitely use some more change of pace on abilities. Home field advantage 2.0, experience enhanced stadium pulse effects. Oh god, more intense camera shake, new heads-up display, clock distortion. Oh, that's fun. Not knowing when to call hike. And other high-stake moments. This should be fun. Definitely going to be fun going into like Georgia or Texas A&M or LSU in a night game. More like Saturday. Next level gameplay. Feel the stadium shake as we just talked about. Enter Sandman. New chant. New bands. Mascots. A lot of people will appreciate this. And I'll especially appreciate this in Dynasty because you're going to be caring about this stuff when you're loading up for 15 straight seasons and seeing all this stuff. So that's definitely exciting. More of this to come in the campus huddle later this summer. more broadcast and commentary. But where I start to get really into it is show off your championship. They added the trophy room. As you guys know, this was a big thing on our wish list. Now is your chance to show off your friends and rivals. Coach and manage your program in Dynasty. Focus on your journey as a college football legend and road to glory. Dominate online. Compete in classic rivalries. There'll be multiple ways for you to earn trophies. So all the game modes will earn them. So this would be cool. Especially if you have like a dynasty with friends or family or whatever, or a long-term competitive league, seeing how many national championships you win and whatever other trophies they keep track of. I'm hoping they keep track of like the Unitas Award, the Heisman. If they keep track of all that stuff and they let you sort it per dynasty, like League 1, League 2, that'd be really cool, but more to be seen on that. Some other stuff here. How you create your dynasty will be more important than ever if you want to cement your legacy as one of the best coaches. Assemble an elite staff, upgrade your abilities, navigate the now and expanded and more unpredictable transfer portal featuring thousands of players. Thank you. The transfer portal, in my opinion, was pretty awful this year. The first 2 seasons was like, oh, it's so much fun. Then you were like, yeah, advance that in an online league, skip it. You barely had access to players. All the players weren't that good. I want to see unpredictable. I want to see a 5-star quarterback with a deal breaker that changes last second to like, I care about NIL, and you're at a small school and he wants to leave. I want to see you being at Bama and you have a 5-star quarterback freshman that didn't play and now he wants to play and you have to make a decision, and if you don't play him, he's going to leave. And that ties into our next thing, which I'm going to start with the second line here. New dynamic deal breakers and traits. You have to land critical talent for your team by managing new dynamic deal breakers and traits while trying to retain your playmakers. So this is interesting. Does that mean dynamic when you draft them, they just when you recruit them, they change? Or does it mean they could change like in season? Like a player, you could see it start shifting to playing style or to playing time, or like more dynamic, like he wants to start in the final 4 games of the season. He wants to take over for a struggling quarterback. There's so many things here. Dynamic deal breakers, another thing on our wish list. I've never actually seen EA like do so many community-based wish lists, but that's what CFB 25 felt like. It feels like it's a for the community, for the people type game, and I'm glad they're following up with CFB 26 to keep that going. So dynamic deal breakers, that's going to mean you could lose your 5-star guy, or you could steal a 5-star guy in the portal because of them. That is certainly cool. And traits, I wonder what that's about. Another huge one right here. Crossplay is here. Over on PoodleCFB.com, guys, for any of you guys who are members, we have a PS5 league and we have an Xbox league. And it's really upsetting because like a lot of the guys I'm really close with are in the Xbox league and in the PS5 league, and we'd all love to compete. We all talk trash in there, and it's going to be great having crossplay. And just in general, we're too far in 2025 at this point, going to 2026, where we don't have crossplay. Every game has crossplay now. My only caveat and fear with this is I hope there's no lag or delay or issues with it, but it seems pretty good. You'll be able to run a 32-man dynasty regardless of this. You can see the members tab. Crossplay is enabled and online. You can turn it off. Super, super awesome. I'm happy crossplay's here. It always sucked having a friend that talks about football and you're like, oh, you should play. It's like, oh, I have a PS5 or I have an Xbox. Going to be super awesome. I just hope it functions well. That's always my fear with it, but this is going to be exciting. There's Road to Glory stuff, but as you guys know, I'm a Dynasty guy, so I'm not going to go too much into that. But as a whole, there's plenty here. Remember, there's going to be a lot more deep dives. There's going to be a lot more information as we get closer to the game. Of course, the game will have more, but the biggest takeaways here, trophy room, and for the crossplay factor, that's great, but when it comes to actually playing and recruiting, it's going to be a different game. Recruiting is going to be different from the perspective of there are dynamic deal breakers now. There are traits. Now you have to worry about, there's different archetypes. You're not just going to bring in a bunch of run stoppers. You have to actually scout better. And this changes so much for me, because for me, scouting was kind of getting like redundant. It was like, all right, scout all the 5-stars. Who can I get? Let me get 10 to 15 a year. Now you got to go a little bit deeper, because there might be a 4-star guy who's built like Travis Hunter, and that's way better than the generic deep threat 5-star. There might be a 5-star secretly who looks like a Travis Hunter or can play both sides, or is a super, super tall wide receiver like 6'10", 6'7", but also has a deep threat abilities where you're like, did I say 6'10"? I meant 6'6", 6'7". But there might be something crazy like that. Or like a 5'11" guy that's built like a physical receiver. And there's all this stuff that like you're going to have to kind of go in on. And what that changes for me is when I was recruiting 5-stars, I was more about quantity over quality at times. So I know they can grow. I have all the motivator packages. I have architect. So I was quantity over quality in a point. But this may be a point where it's like, hold up. That guy could play corner and wide receiver, or that guy's a quarterback that's super fast and can throw. I'm going to put all the chips on the table and my visits for him, because I don't want to just bring in 2 5-star quarterbacks. I want that 5-star quarterback. And that changes things, because I felt like a lot of archetypes were getting kind of stale and generic. So that's definitely super cool, guys. Feel free to read through this blog. You can see it over. EA tweeted it out. I tweeted it out over on Twitter, so just go check that out. They dropped the trailer today, which wasn't too much. Honestly, way happier with this deep dive article. That's about it, guys. I'm going to make a few videos after the fact over the next few weeks going over like what this means, breaking down things individually. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you're hyped for CFB 26, comment down below CFB 26. And of course, if you haven't already, check out PoodleCFB.com. Don't forget to use code LAUNCH for $50 off the annual plan and code LAUNCH 2025, both with capital L's, for $5 off the monthly plan. Lock yourself in now, guys. CFB 26 is right around the corner. Lock in the best deal of the year. Grandfather yourself in. Get in the league. And guys, we're about to start talking about the wait list in there for Xbox and PS5 crossplay leagues. We're probably going to have to run 2 or 3, but get in there now so you can get a head start on picking a team and getting involved. Thank you guys for watching. I'm out. Peace.